Hey, what's going on? This is Hutch Nast, and I wanted to talk more about Engine, Token, and Protocol. Now, I've made three parts. I don't know that I'm going to continue it as like a part series, but I did want to kind of explain a little bit more how it would benefit the holders, because I really don't think I've kind of gone into that yet. I know I did talk about how this can help developers and help conventional games actually integrate blockchain technologies into games that already exist, which I think is a huge thing, huge. But I mean, maybe that doesn't matter to you. Maybe you just want to know, like, what am I going to get out of holding this coin, where it can go, what their plan is for as far as growth of for their holders, or if they even have a plan. So I want to talk about that a little bit. But first, let's get into pricing. Now, ticker symbol, it's ENGN, and it's flat today. Like most of the market, it's up 0.81% to the 0.550s, 18 range. And that's pretty consistent with the market as a whole that's like flat and or falling. Bitcoin's down 3.60% today, and Ethereum's up 1.43% over the last 24 hours. Now, it's always good to see smaller cap crypto projects to at least trend with the market. The hope's to beat the market, but trending with the market's the first step, especially with, we're talking about a project that their entire market cap's $1.8 million versus what, 700 plus billion for Bitcoin. So I think that being like actually beating the market a little, beating the market today is awesome given the current circumstances and the current climate of the market. So what is Engine? Engine is an experimental development platform that incorporates adaptive gaming mechanics into blockchain. And really a lot of what they're trying to do is make it so that games that already exist, developers can just slap features of the blockchain into games that exist. And that's where the protocol comes in. But how does it benefit the holders of ENGN token? How can they benefit from this? And this is actually what they had to say, the project devs, in their white paper. With the inclusion of ENGN token in the main gaming metaverse as a form of currency, ENGN token value will rise with the popularity of the ENGN protocol. And that's just what I was talking about, integrating blockchain into games that already exist. And with this inclusion comes a few major changes, such as increased redistribution and a rapid burn mechanism, which acts to decrease the supply by burning a portion of the tax-free on inside metaverse transactions. Since ENGN has a limited minted supply, all of this will ensure the supply of ENGN decreases while the demand for ENGN token increases. This essentially will make ENGN token a lucrative asset to buy, hold, and reap the rewards of. So a few videos back, I kind of explained burning and what the total purpose of that is. It's really the exact opposite of fiat currency inflation. I mean, just like we've seen in the United States, the dollar doesn't buy what it used to. And I don't know how old you guys are, but I mean, like, gas used to be, I remember it being $1. I remember gas costing $1. Let alone the price of everything else. I mean, like a cup of coffee at Dunkin' Donuts where I live is over $2. And I mean, even when I worked there in 2007, which I guess may seem like long ago to some of you, but it seems like just yesterday for me, it was an extra large coffee was $1.90. And now it's what, like almost $3? So I don't think that the value of the things that we buy with our fiat money have increased really that much, or the demand's probably gone up some, depending on what it is. But what we've seen is really the devaluation of the fiat currency US dollar. So what ENGN's trying to do is, as their tokens used more and more in game in the metaverse, it will actually burn some of the supply. So as people use it, need it, and want it more, the value of it's going to go up. And then since the supply is going down, the value will go up even more. So that's really what they're trying to do. Could actually make it skyrocket. And it's funny, it's possible to have burns so severe on a token that the token like skyrockets to a point where it's like not usable anymore. And I'm really interested to see something like that happen. I mean, that's really, in order for like Shiba Inu to hit $1, just like I said a couple videos back, there's going to have to be a lot of burn. That's the only way they could do it without having more money than like the entire globe or some crazy number, like 200 times like what Apple's valued at. So it's interesting. These tokens are putting a burn feature in as like a safety as far as, I mean, because crypto in general is ahead either gambling or as far like, and that's super short term. I think that's gambling. And then the other side of that coin, pun intended, would be a hedge against inflation, where it's like, well, inflation's going to keep devaluing the cash I have sitting around in my bank account, so I might as well put it into something, and hopefully that vehicle returns more than inflation would actually cause me to lose. So it would be interesting to see something catastrophic happen with the burn mechanisms and coins. I think they're written in such a way that it would have to be used like a lot, but it could still eventually, in theory, potentially become a problem. And that's just all assuming that there's a demand for it at all, let alone like the demand staying consistent as the supply goes down. I mean, like just a demand at all. And I don't know if you guys lived through what like IOTA being the most hot coin ever and Litecoin being a thing that people still talked about. I know both of those projects are still around, but I haven't heard anybody talk about them lately. It's altogether possible for all of the coins that we've been working with this year to hit a crash. And then just as far as my hot take on crash and like the altcoins, or really just all crypto in general, like I fully believe that this can't happen again the way it happened in 2018, because there's so much more usability for crypto, blockchain, the technology, and there's just so much more awareness to it. I still believe that we're at the beginning and in the infancy. I mean, this is the same area that I would say like the internet was in the 90s, where people are like, it's a fad, it's gonna go away. So it's cool being in on the ground level, but it's nice that institutional investors have put money in at this point to certain projects, and we're not going to see the same crash necessarily. I'm sure it's possible. I just really can't imagine that happening really at this point where we're at with crypto. But I got way off the rails. Enjin, Token, and Protocol, they're doing cool stuff. I'll link their website below. If you like this video, I'll actually link their playlist below. But that's just what I think. I'd like to know what you think in the comments. And if you guys could throw me a like, it helps the channel out a lot. Or throw me a dislike. Just reacts in general can help. And I appreciate you. This has been Hutch Nast. I'll see you in the next one.